you done?
What's up,
Ladies
everybody?
and gentlemen,
We
table.
just finished watching
21.
table number 21.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was a roller coaster of emotions.
Had
I
a
mean,
big old twisty twist at the end, which you love to see.
Yeah.
Really interesting kind of overall throughout the whole movie. Interesting film. Did not end up where I thought it was going to end up.
Yeah,
It was so strange.
I
It
liked
was
the
such
twist
a-
because
yeah.
I thought it would be just another standard, like, oh, at the end of the game show you have to kill somebody, and then he makes the hard decision. He kills his wife, or like the wife kills him, and then that's like kind of just it ramps up to that, and then just ends like that. But there was way more to it than just the game show. It was like it definitely.
Yeah.
All the
Far deeper,
flashbacks really
Yeah.
added to it, and it there was more to it. Than
Like I
just
was
the
saying
games.
too, I think it would be interesting on a rewatch.
Yeah,
Because you're probably going to be like, yeah, cut their hair off. you
yeah,
know, like-
yeah.
But
Like, because that's what they did to the kid.
Yeah.
But the
and-
twist is interesting because it is it's very much like you feel differently about the whole movie after having watched it, which is a good twist. When the whole movie is not what you thought it would be. You know, it's like very much like a what's that guy? Our boy that does
M.
those
Night?
twists. M. Night. It's a very M. Night-y type movie. Like when the whole movie is different now that you know the twist. So.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
you
so
look
strange.
back and
It's like a music video at the start, and then you're like, what are we getting into?
Yep.
And then it's like a
Yep.
game show, like almost Squid Games type deal, where it's like moral decisions,
Yep.
and he's trying to expose things. And then so we were all wondering, man, what is this?
Where are we going? Yep.
his rationale behind it?
Yep.
And then it turns into, this is just showing you the weight of your actions before, and everything is fine, which is interesting. It's like, it was very surprising that was the...
Yeah,
was the
he
end
wanted
result.
that to show them what they had done.
Yeah, I would
And
have
then
preferred
just-
something more drastic.
you wanted them
Yeah.
to die for
Well,
their,
it's
their
a movie.
bullying.
It's not real life. Yeah, maybe
That's
at least a hole in their ear or something. Like, I mean,
It did, like, I'd say the best performance was the kid who was actually bullied. That was very affecting.
that was really good. The last, 10 minutes were,
The best acting of the...
Oh, yeah.
which was really interesting. Yeah, I think
really
leading up to the ending, it was kind of a meh movie.
Yeah,
you know?
I would agree with that.
It was just kind of in the middle of the road. Wasn't a whole lot of great acting.
strange, like, swells of music.
Yeah, the music
Yeah,
was an
I would say
issue.
the soundtrack was the issue.
Yeah.
Not the songs were fine, but the soundtrack
or the
was
musical.
Weird. You didn't know what mood to be in because the
Yeah.
sound, it would go from rocky to sad, but when
and not in the
wasn't
right
sad,
spots.
Yeah.
Not in the right spots.
The sound
There
mixing
were
was a
two
little
good
weird.
We've
actors.
seen this
The
guy.
main guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Prahesh,
He was
I've
so
seen him,
good.
and I told you I've seen him.
What
Where have
was-
I?
OMG.
OMG.
Okay.
Yep, he was in that.
Yep.
He was the I remember.
There you go.
Yeah.
OMG.
So he
that's
was
where I've
very
seen
good
him.
in this
Yep.
one, and then his son who got
His
bullied
son.
was
Yep.
very,
And those the
affecting.
two main actors though, I don't think were that great.
No.
To be honest with you, it was also too. I know this movie was made in 2013, but I mean, it was a bit distracting how she had a bald cap on, and there were certain cosmetic things that I
Sure.
guess it probably was a pretty low budget film.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's such an interesting movie because the execution or the story and the kind of like the result of the film was better than the film as a whole.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
a
such
good
an
point.
interesting conclusion to reach about a film because it's like, wow, this is pretty affecting and it shows the dangers of
Yeah.
Mhm.
ragging and bullying, and it's like, wow, this is affecting. But then
Mhm.
up to that point, it was like, whoa, this is very strange vibes. Very strange vibes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's interesting
Yeah,
then. 'Cause
I mean-
it's weird to rate it because it's
Yeah.
like most of the movie is not that great. but
I like the game show part of it. I
Yeah.
mean, the beginning was a little weird, but like I don't know. I think I liked that part of it more than you guys did. But like when you had to draw the blood and like there's some intense
That
parts,
was- yeah,
and I
that
thought it was done pretty well. The main thing I didn't like about it was the soundtrack choices because it
Kinda
didn't
took you
fit
out
the
of it at
vibe
times,
and
yeah.
it did take you out of the story.
yeah.
But if that if the soundtrack was better, I think this would have it would have really kept you in, kept you it would have been a better movie with a better soundtrack.
Agreed.
Trying to say.
I think too they could have progressed the story a bit better too. I think there were the idea of the game show is cool, but the progression wise, I think that they really did a lot of weird things to it where it felt out of place, because after someone like draws like a pint of blood, and then the next one is like you have to cut your hair off. Mm-hmm. At least in America, that would be a lesser of two things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Typically you want this type of movie. You need to raise the stakes, right? With a game show and with like that type of thing, you can't start with an intense thing and then kind of trail off. Like you got to keep upping it. And so I felt like if they could have switched some stuff around, maybe made some like the latter challenges more at stake, like more at like, and you don't even need to do anything more, but just make it feel like that there's more at stake.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that
well,
makes sense.
yeah, final.
Yeah, what do we got for reviews before Ben's face starts? Before Ben's
glaring
out,
sneezing
the
again.
Allergies are hitting me hard.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Okay,
all right, on the Letterboxdy Woxy, let's get going.
Who wants to start?
Benny Boy. So
Let's
that you
do
know.
it. Yeah. So I think you guys can probably foresee what I'm gonna rate.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rate this one a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
It did end, like I said, with a meaningful message and a solid ending.
Yep.
But up until that point, I wasn't fully engaged. It was entertaining, I would say.
Yeah.
Short.
But I would probably not watch it again. So that's kind of part of my is this something that will stick with me, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, there were some good elements, some individual performances that were really good. Mm-hmm. But outside of that acting, really nothing else
stood
the
out
shots and everything was nothing else stood out.
I get that.
So that's my
I also gave it a 3. I gave it a 3. I thought it was fine for what it was. I think the ending was really what gave it a 3. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the ending, it would probably be a lot less. But I think it was kind of like a meh, and then went whoa, with kind of a good ending. So they stuck the landing.
Sure.
But the beginning they needed to work on.
Yep.
So
I gave it a 3.5. I like the game show aspect, I think, a little better than you guys did. I thought that was interesting and pretty intense overall. I like some of the build up and stuff to that ending, but definitely middle of the road movie where there were parts of it that were not quite as entertaining. So
you're right.
Just mainly because of that soundtrack, the soundtrack choices, and then maybe in some of the way they cut the movie, they could have maybe switched things around, like you were saying with the games. I felt like should have increasingly got more intense, but then they were going back and forth where you had to draw blood, and then
which is also the music's fault too.
Yeah, the music was also part of it.
They didn't go along with it.
Yep. But yeah, I still enjoyed some of the game show aspects and the ending for sure. I thought that was a really powerful message at the end. Yeah. But that's my rating.
What did you guys think in the comments?
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you
think about
the movie.
And don't just spam us with other movies that we should watch. We have a process for that. Go check out the process.
Out the Google form.
Due process. We'll eventually get to every single movie.
Please put your recommendations on there. There's a comment tab on there.
There's a link towards it.
We got to be up to 60 unique movies
right
by now,
so
or
at this point,
that.
Folks, comment though what you thought of this
25 years we'll get to it.
Yep.
We will eventually.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of this movie and your rating of this movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Put that in the comments.
Alrighty.
Cool. We'll see you in the next one.